She wants to be able to just... Yeah,
No.
and when you said C,
That
she
doesn't want to dip the buns. No. She just doesn't want to have to lift the top lid.
1980s now.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of 1980s Now, a weekly examination of the importance of 1980s pop culture and its continued influence today. Hi, everyone. My name is Will, and joining me, as always, are my friends and co-hosts, Kat and John. Hello, guys.
Hello, John and Will. I missed you.
Hello, friends and co-host, both of you. Good to have everybody back.
Yeah.
Yes.
And enjoy. Hello to everybody that's joining us on the live stream right now on Facebook and our YouTube, where we routinely, certainly try to do every week, live on either of those platforms. Hey, Ted, I see Ted, and I see John was here earlier, and some other folks. If you didn't say hello, we don't know you're there. That's it. Hey, on today's show, we're going to review current news stories related to 1980s media, including, here's another bummer for you.
Oh, no.
MTV cuts music in the UK. Ever shrinking music presence for the television, television network. Also, we'll be chatting about waiting for Bill and Ted 4. There's a retro theme park that's bound to arrive at some point. Hopefully next year. We don't have any. We have some specifics or some. Let's see. What are things like you shoot for? Some goals. Some
aspirations of some kind.
It's an aspirational theme park, as far as I'm concerned right now. But the Stranger Things finale will be satisfying. We've been assured. Which is, I like that kind of assurance in light of just having watched the season finale, or the series finale of Peacemaker. If you guys watched that show,
I didn't get to.
I think it was no spoilers, but I think it was a letdown in an aspect. Yeah. You'll find out, Kat, once you watch it.
I don't know. I saw James Gunn said not everybody can like everything. That was his defense.
Yeah. He basically said he made it to please himself, and he's satisfied with it, and he was hoping more people would like it.
Got it.
I'll probably like it because I like almost everything.
Yeah.
Except the thing.
No, I love the thing. It's hilarious.
It's the best comedy she's ever seen. And the Lost Boys musical has released a song. And I'm glad that they have, because I've been worried about the Lost Boys musical. We've talked about that.
I thought you were worried about the Lost Boys.
Yeah. Has anybody found them yet?
Seen them? Good. Well, don't spoil it. I'm eager to hear whether or not this release track has allayed or deepened your worries. So don't spoil it.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
You do remind me, Kat, though, in the Lost Boys movie, they did, it was the 1980s, so they did have, right, there was one of the youngest kid, what did they call him? Star was taking care of him. She was taking care of him like he was her brother or son almost, but he wasn't. He was another kidnapped child that was going to be turned into a vampire. But they do have him on a milk carton at some point as missing. Consistent with the 1980s. I was telling my daughter, my youngest, who's 15, about Black Phone, because she wanted to know because she saw the trailer. And, I said, well, it's set in the 1970s. A bunch of kids go missing, and turns out they were kidnapped by this, the guy who's the villain of the piece. And after I told her the story, and I did it in a very, high level, in case she wants to see it, but also not to terrify her. And she said, I wish I hadn't asked. Now I'm going to be worried about getting kidnapped all the time. And I said,
oh, no.
I said, not as much as you would have had you been alive in the 70s when this is set, or the 80s, because it was so on our minds.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know, and certainly my experience, this is just anecdotal, I'm not aware of anybody who got kidnapped in my personal life. So I think, like many other things, it was like UFO abductions and the Satanic Panic. There may have been a more heightened, emotional reaction to a few cases. Maybe like, was it John Walsh's kid? Didn't match the real threat.
I didn't know anybody who went missing. I made some nominations, but they were never accepted, apparently.
Hey!
I got one.
Grab her. I got one.
He'd barely be missed. You're halfway free. Yeah. But I always attribute a lot of that paranoia to the fact that was when we got the 24-hour news cycle. Everyone was looking for something to cover. And not only that, but it's a big contributor, I think, that, it's like people go, oh, there was no racism in the 60s. You're like, well, you just didn't hear about it as much as because people speak out about things. There's only an assumption that it didn't exist if you didn't hear about it. And so I think we didn't know about missing children. You didn't know about missing kids or things like that because it wasn't as widely publicized. It had to happen in your little hometown, your little bubble. But then with cable news networks and everything, you hear about everything and it feels local and it feels more personal and closer. That's scarier.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You're right. Even the fact that we probably are conditioned in a way to expect news that we hear as local because that's how we consumed all our news until then. You're right. Good point, John. So we're trained in a way to just accept or hear it that way. I'm just repeating what John said in a way that makes it sound like I thought of it.
That's good. Then you can edit out what I said and just sound smart.
Oh, John, that's not going in, what you just said there. But that's a good note for me. Hey, here's some more things that I'm going to cut John out of. 1980s news. Hey, per the BBC, MTV is to axe its music TV channels in the UK. Like I haven't watched a classic music video, certainly not beginning to end. I think I've seen more contemporary videos because mostly my daughter will be like, "Oh, you got to see the new such and such video." She's actually shown me some videos recently, and some of the videos she showed me turned me on to the artist. We went to see ultimately in concert a young man by the name of Conan Gray, and it's kind of folksy, kind of rock. I think some of his earlier stuff was a little more pop. Some of it even sounds kind of like homages to the '80s or influenced by that decade. But it's a little more maudlin than you guys know me, that I'd care to hear about. But she showed me the music videos, and there's 3 songs and 3 videos that tell a story together. And oh my goodness, the emotional journey of seeing the images with the song, it created new layers for me that I could connect with in a way that I hadn't just hearing the songs. And we wound up going to a Conan Gray concert a few weeks later because, the whole family was a fan now, including me.
Wow, that's really cool.
Have you guys seen any music videos of late?
I'm trying to remember the last time I watched one, and it was definitely on like YouTube, where I think I was probably like, oh, I haven't seen that, whatever it was. Video killed the radio star in a while. What did that look like?
So you're back to watch an old one. Yeah.
Yeah, an old one. Yeah.
I catch every once in a while I come across, I don't know how it gets recommended to me, and like I just recently discovered an artist called Gina Fontanella, because I'd never heard of them. And I'm like, well, let's check it out. And it's so like, it's like if Pink was an 80s artist in a way, it's that kind of like a raspy, voice along with kind of a acoustic guitar thing. And then kind of rock medleys. And I found her and several other bands. Like I probably never would have listened to Tate McRae, except I watched a couple of music videos. I'm like, she's pretty good, Yeah, I come across them on YouTube, and I don't go back and watch the old ones like you will. I'm watching something new usually.
I know I have seen newer videos. I can't remember the context. Like maybe it was an article that caught my attention. Then I'm like, oh, all right, well, let me check this out. But I don't go out of my way for it.
Yeah, I don't seek it out. It happens.
So it is kind of odd that we feel, at least I speak for myself. It is kind of odd then to feel like this is another, maybe a vestigial, part of us that's being removed.
Yes.
That I feel so nostalgic for it and sad about.
I was thinking the same thing because I'm like, oh no. And then I'm like, what? This does not directly affect me. Why do I feel sad about this? And it's because of the huge impact that MTV and watching music videos had on me at a, very important time of my life. That's it. I feel like I want it to continue. I want that to still be a thing, except I'm not watching it. So it doesn't really make sense that I feel sad.
For something that I didn't even know was still around. It's like, it's like, did you hear about John Belushi? Like, we've had a lot of time to process this, really. I thought he's been gone for some time, right? Oh, no, it's new, so.
Retro Days in the chat asked, John, have you ever heard of this band called the Alan Parsons Project?
I have.
So in spite of our, cries, our laments, MTV, the world's first 24-hour music broadcaster, is to stop showing pop videos in the UK after almost 40 years.
Yeah.
MTV Music, MTV 80s is a channel that they had there. MTV 90s, Club MTV, and MTV Live will all stop broadcasting after December 31st. However, the flagship channel MTV HD will continue to remain on the air, showing the bullshit reality shows that they've been showing for the last 20 or 30 years, including, get this, this is an actual MTV show. The Geordie Shore as a spinoff of the Jersey Shore.
Was it LeVar Burton?
Isn't that funny that they happen to have a shore community that sounds like Jersey? I mean, that's
So that's what that means. I thought it was a person's name, Geordie Shore. I thought it was like a comedian.
Like Paulie?
Yes, exactly. Like his cousin.
Yeah. It's no surprise, I suppose. It's something we could have anticipated because the move reflects the changing viewing habits, as we're talking about here, of how folks consume music videos, where most folks turn to YouTube or TikTok or some other streaming source to capture that type of media. A spokesperson for MTV's parent company, Paramount, declined to comment to BBC about the change. A former MTV VJ, this is a UK VJ, I imagine, because I've never heard of her, Simone Angel told BBC News she was, quote, really sad. Quote, we need to support these artists and we all need to dance again and listen to music. And I know we do that online in our own little bubbles, but MTV was the place where everything came together. So it really does break my heart. That might be part of it too. Just like we talk about with streaming. Now there's so many choices. We don't have the water cooler stuff anymore. And MTV was part of that.
I don't know if we spoke about it here or not, but I recently saw a bit interviewing Al Yankovic, how he struggles to choose what parodies he would do because what he calls we're lacking the monoculture. We no longer have everyone listening to the same pop music or everyone just fanatical about the same artist, where he used to go, well, these are the hits, and so I'll parody those. And he's like, you don't really have that anymore. And he kind of was lamenting that he's working on more of his own original stuff because it's hard to pick a parody that's going to really resonate because it's such a fragmented audience.
Right. There's no consensus.
Yeah. You know, when we were watching MTV, what they were showing is what everyone was seeing, I think, right?
Yeah. You had no choice. You couldn't switch to another MTV. There wasn't even another MTV at that point.
So we're all watching the same videos that whenever we happen to have it on. And and I think of like the Live Aid concert. Wow. Yeah, that was a big deal. And we were all focused on it.
Yeah. The channel, which launched in the US in 1981 and then ultimately had a channel in the UK in 1987, had a lot of groundbreaking moments, just like you're mentioning, Kat. And in addition to those concerts, I mean, Michael Jackson changed how the video format could be used with his Thriller video. Live Aid was on the air for 16 hours when they aired that.
Wow.
And of course,
I don't remember that. Wow.
I think we could probably, draw a line to some of the more lively aspects of award shows to how the MTV Awards sort of shook things up in that arena.
Sure, that's fair.
Angel, the UK presenter that I mentioned, recounted a story that former Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev once told the boss of MTV that the channel had an influence on young people in the communist countries behind the Iron Curtain in the 1980s. According to Angel, he said, quote, music achieved more than missiles because MTV Europe was the first channel that showed what Western life was like. It went past all the propaganda and we showed youth culture and people wanted that. It was incredibly important.
Wow. Yeah.
And Angel continues to say that she still thinks there's a place for music on TV, saying, quote, why on earth throw that away? It's not thrown away, but it's just reality TV. That's not what MTV is or should be, unquote. So yeah, the brand is there. It's a pretty big brand now, but it's associated with many more things than what the M used to stand for.
Yeah, I think I would disagree with that VJ because the fact that MTV is doing what they're doing tells you that, look, they were following viewers, they were following ratings. I think because of the technological advances that we have, having a dedicated video music channel, maybe it's something that's no longer needed. As sad as it may be, as much as we enjoyed it, much as it meant to us, we don't have the ice truck anymore. We don't have the milkman.
Right.
There are things we just don't need because of other advancements. So it kind of is like, as cool as it was, I'm ready to let it go. I'm done mourning MTV at this point.
I'm not ready.
And it's kind of a thing that even if you weren't done mourning it, you have no choice. You're not putting that genie back in the bottle.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things that you have to accept because you can't control. I wish there were a way we could have more of those, as John was saying, monolithic type, media that we all consume. But, seems like that whole era is gone. Retro Day says, does VH1 still exist? I don't know. I think it's similar to MTV, but I don't know.
It does. I looked it up. I saw his question. Yes, it still exists as a cable television network, although the programming has shifted from original music video focus to include more reality TV and pop culture shows.
Marcus says Weird Al could parody a Gen X Grown Up or Rando Cast #1.
I think that's us.
He still doesn't know the name of the show. Ted says we destroyed the gate along with the gatekeepers. Oh gosh, that's deep. That's profound.
Yikes.
That is deep. I'm going to need a moment
to understand it or to just sort of
to process.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no word whether or how this will affect music videos that are still being broadcast in the U.S. Analog to MTV UK. There is one, apparently. I don't know where you do that. But Paramount is expected to close MTV Music channels in countries including Australia, Poland, France, and Brazil. The closures are in connection with this $500 million cost reduction they're attempting to do as they look to merger with, what is it? I want to say Skynet. It's something like that. I hope it's not Skynet. Is it Skynet?
It might be Skynet.
Could be Skynet.
It might be a thing.
Would anybody be surprised? Nobody would be surprised. You may recall that just in last month in September, in a run-up to the MTV Music Awards, MTV aired 24/7 classic and current music videos across most of their channels. All right, here you go. Put it in the coffin in the back of the room there. There you go.
Or
End of an
in
era.
Will's wastebasket.
Kelly says they missed
Same thing.
pop-up video.
Oh, yeah. That was great. Yeah.
Pop-up video.
You never watched pop-up video? Oh, it was so cool.
No?
It was while they were showing a music video, little bubbles with factoids about the video or behind the scenes type scenes or the band would
Be a
pop
little
up.
thing.
Oh,
It'll make a
You
little
know.
pop sound. Yeah.
She broke her ankle during this dance sequence.
Yeah.
And it would go away.
dear.
Just little trivia bits about what you're either the song you're listening to or the moment in the song or the artist or some little trivia nugget. Yeah, it added layers to it almost it's like audio commentary, but it was video commentary.
Oh, John, I want to can we do like pop-up audio and I could be on Gen X growing up just fact-checking George the whole time?
But by all means, if you put it together, we'll publish it.
When he's like, I did watch the movie in preparation for this episode. No, he didn't. He's bullshitting his way through his review.
So is it factual pop-ups or is it just heckling? What are you
No, it should be
shooting for?
factual. It'll be true. It'll have to be true.
all right.
Yeah. Oh, heckling would be fine too. But no, I want to help you. Keep up on the straight and narrow.
You're going to need evidence.
Marcus says, "Damn it, Russians! I understand. I want '80s youth culture too." Yeah. Marcus wants to be a Russian in the 1980s. That's how bad it is now.
Oh, no.
Brandon says,
Wow.
best thing on VH1 was Headbangers Ball, long gone. Yeah. Didn't that started on MTV, right? Like as a midnight thing or 11:30 on a Friday, I think, or something like that.
Yep. I don't know. Not my thing.
All right. Hey, another 1980s news per variety. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter open to Bill and Ted 4 after reuniting on Broadway. Samuel Beckett seems far removed from Bill and Ted, the two slacker buddies from one of our favorite films of the 1980s, the ones that those two gentlemen made famous, but the deep friendship forged by the duo while making the 1988 comedy Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and its two sequels was helpful, it turns out, in their stage dynamic in Waiting for Godot.
Godot.
It turns out Beckett was okay with anybody pronouncing the name of the play however they did, but he pronounced it Godot. And if you're familiar with the play, the fact that you emphasize the God part of it makes sense because there are some metaphors, allegories, some things where it seem to be suggesting that the Godot character is God.
Yes.
Anyway, Waiting for Godot. So that's why I'm saying it in a weird way. Weird to American ears.
It was weird to my ears.
The latest revival of Beckett's 1953 play stars the pair with veteran director Jamie Lloyd heading the production. Waiting for Godot is, as the saying goes, a play in which nothing happens. I mean, the title gives it away. It doesn't say Godot arrives.
That's right.
In fact, we watch two old men who are clearly acquaintances spend a day waiting for this Godot, who never arrives. Instead, they're met with two strange characters, and ultimately a young boy who says that they're heralding Godot. That Godot's going to arrive tomorrow instead. And then the second act, is this a spoiler? I don't think so, because it's really you go for the more nuance of the dialogue and stuff. This isn't too much of a spoiler.
Yep.
The second act is the next day. They're waiting again, and it sort of plays out similarly but different. And Godot still never shows up. The boy says Godot will be here tomorrow, and the play ends with them still waiting.
No need to go see it now.
Yeah.
Godot.
Depending on the production,
right.
it's, and they've been some famous actors who've stepped into the shoes at various theaters throughout the country to play these two main characters. But the reviews of this particular work have been mixed, but mostly positive, with many praising the chemistry of the stars. The Guardian, in fact, referred to the actors as providing a, quote, shiny, pleasing lacquer of nostalgia over the proceedings. Their comedic chemistry still unmatched and irreproducible.
Wow.
I couldn't irreproduce that word. Irreproducible. According to Winter, who plays the eponymous Bill in the film. I wrote this down. I wrote these words. except for irreproducible. That was a quote. Anonymous Bill in The Excellent Adventure. Director Jamie Lloyd remarked that our history together really suits the play because of the friendship and connection that the two characters have. Yeah, I would love to see it just because of those two guys. You know, I'm fond of them. They seem like decent folks in actual real life as well. And they've been good buddies since they made this movie together. They've done some other projects together as well. Anyway, during some of the press they've been doing for this play, they were asked if they'd revive their buddy act and do a fourth Bill and Ted movie once the run ends in 2026. And Reeves emphatically says yes and yes.
Took a long time to get the third one off the ground. A long time. And now I'm not sure what you would do with a fourth one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because now they've also got their kids in the mix too.
Yeah, the third one, I'm trying to remember how it ends. It was almost a little bit of a passing of the torch. And then they kind of came back at the end for this little coda, as I recall. But
yeah.
Not that there's really a torch to pass. Like, you're the new time travelers. I don't mean that necessarily, but.
Yeah, it does come kind of together at the end where they're all on the highway and they finally save whatever the time. They stop the time rift from destroying the world or something. I don't know. I remember it was fun. I think I've seen it twice.
Face the music.
Yeah. But, like we've talked about before, like I talked about with Dustin Morrow a few weeks ago, is there a new angle where we don't have to save the world and it's not related to time necessarily? Maybe leverage the time device they have, time travel, but...
It's your kids, Marty.
Oh, maybe it's time for a crossover.
Maybe they can go find Godot.
They travel to different eras.
Yes.
Still waiting for Godot.
Sigmund Freud, dude. Yeah. It almost, the only thing left to do really is there needs to be a whole new something. You either need, more likely, go back and revisit the other movies, like from other angles, a la Back to the Future 2, you know what I mean? Like go back and see scenes from the first movies there, or just purge that and say, let's do a whole new adventure.
Yeah.
The time machine is in the garage and they haven't touched it in forever, but something catastrophic has happened and they're like,
ooh,
we got to do this. Something like that.
I think this is a little smaller scale, but maybe a slightly different genre, which would help. And I mean this with all sincerity. Maybe one of them is killed and the other one has to use the time machine to solve their murder and ultimately stop it.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
So it becomes more of a murder mystery where, get Sherlock Holmes in there.
The fourth one's going to be called Bill and Ted Are Dead.
Yes. Oh, John, I put you in the writer's room.
It rhymes. It's punchy.
All right. Look.
Look at that. And their kids go back to the day before they die to get them, and they travel around to different.
Look, I have Alex's PR, publicist's contact information from when he was on the show a few years ago.
Yep. I've already got a stack of 3x5 cards. All he needs are corkboards and pens. Let's go.
It'd be great if John had the board already behind him. Just pulls down this backdrop.
Yes.
It's behind the backdrop. When I move it, you'll see. It's the big reveal later.
Murder board with yarn on it. I mentioned that there's been a number of different celebrities that have played the characters in Godot. Oh, you know what? Actually, maybe on their way to find Godot, they find Godot. And then they realize it's the wrong guy. Although it does seem like maybe Bill and Ted would pronounce the name wrong, just like,
fraud.
Fruit and all that. Maybe, I don't know.
Right. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, they could say Godot.
Get a third way.
Right.
Godot.
Yo, what up, Godot?
Yes, it would be Godot. Yes.
Godot.
Put a hard T on the end. I'm a bit tired of waiting on Godot.
Even though Beckett was, open to having all these different celebrities to play in the different productions over the years. In the 1980s in particular, he was, and maybe he always has been even after that, but certainly in the 1980s, a number of different theater productions tried to, what do they call that? Gender swap the roles and have females play them. And he objected to them doing that. And the reason why is Beck lamented, quote, "Women don't have prostates," end quote.
What?
I missed something.
So
okay,
and the reason why he would even mention that is because one of the characters frequently leaves the stage to urinate.
Oh, I see. I got you.
I can verify that you don't need a prostate to have to do that.
It's Beckett not been married. I don't know if he ever had I don't know if he was had a partner or a spouse, or maybe he didn't know women very well. But yeah,
right.
We could attest to that.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go on the record with the freedom that comes only from knowing my wife doesn't listen to this show to tell you that there's an edict in my house to leave the seat up. She says, sometimes I don't have time to lift the seat. It's an emergency. Leave the seats up.
Wow. Yes.
Wait, so then that is
respect.
That's in the women don't have prostates category, right? Then you'd be more.
Well, I'm saying that you can have emergency pee emergencies no matter your gender, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
I see. Oh,
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And you mean the lid. She doesn't want the lid closed, like
The top lid, not the donut, the top lid.
She
No.
wants to be able to just,
No.
and when you said C, that
She doesn't
makes
want
me
to dip the
think of-
buns. No. She just doesn't want to have to lift the top lid.
Oh, I thought she was leaving it up for you, like the seat that the men live up.
No, I don't care. I want it closed. But she says, I sometimes don't have time to open it. It's that much of an emergency. So leave it up. Okay.
That makes sense.
Respect.
Okay.
Yes.
In 1988,
Leave the seat down and the lid up. That is perfect.
Yeah. Now, in the middle of the night, I'll just tell you guys this because I know no one I know listens to the show, building on John's comment. I've never met anyone who listens to the show.
That's not true.
Sometimes in the middle of the night, you don't want to turn the lights on and have to aim, so you sit down. And I have sat down when both lids were down. I'm like, what is happening? Like confused, half asleep, confused. When the buns are resting on faux porcelain.
That's better than if you sit down unexpectedly, both lids are up. Now that's another surprise you're going to get.
I've done that too, right?
That'll wake you. If you're trying not to get woken up in the middle of the night, that's going to abort your plans because suddenly I'm wide awake.
Yes. And then you dip the buns.
I've had all three variations happen. Yes.
You dip the buns, the twigs, the berries, the whole grocery store aisle is down in there.
We're making tea.
Ted likes your dip the buns comment.
Ted writes dip the buns. I got to write this down on the t-shirt list. Hang on a second. Dip the buns.
That's a t-shirt. Yep. And in fact, Ted cannot breathe. He's enjoying that so much.
Yeah, so in this aversion to females playing his roles led Beckett to file a lawsuit against a Dutch theater company in 1988.
What?
He apparently lost the lawsuit, but he ultimately instituted a ban because he tried to affect what he could control. He instituted a ban on all productions of his plays in the Netherlands, which
wow.
The ban was short-lived, however. And ultimately in 1991, just 2 years after Beckett's death, a French judge ruled that productions with female casts would not cause excessive damage to Beckett's legacy and allowed the play to be performed by an all-female cast at a festival at that time.
Yes.
Hey, if you want to see this contemporary one with Bill and Ted, go and see it. It runs until January 4th at the Hudson Theater there in Broadway in New York City.
All right.
Girls P2, of course.
Is that the sequel to a Pornhub video? Brandon says, I loved Winter more in The Lost Boys, even though it was a smaller role. Oh, more than in Bill and Ted? Wow, that's curious.
Oh, right.
In other 1980s news, as reported by the Disney food blog, a new retro theme park is coming. Yeah, so just when it seems like there'd be no land left in the United States for theme parks. In fact, Universal Studios Orlando, we know, just expanded. I'm going to be there this week. They've got added a couple of new parks and expanded some of their existing parks. And they're building a new park in Texas as well. That's Universal Kids, I believe it's called.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, look, someone's mattered. Wow. I'm having brain issues, guys. You need to be on the lookout for me. I'm being serious.
We're watching.
Managed. Someone has managed to find a large enough plot of land in Las Vegas to build a new nostalgia-centric attraction. Retro Escapes will be the world's first theme park focused on 5 decade-themed lands. It'd be funny if they chose decades like in the 1700s or something.
The Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 1230s.
Yeah. They're not even consecutive decades. 210 BC, 810 AD.
Black Plague time.
And no, they pick ones where there's nothing historical significance.
Nothing special.
It said they don't have to spend a lot of money on these rides or attractions.
That would save money, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Welcome. Here's a horse. We have no electricity, Wi-Fi, or toilets.
Yeah.
Enjoy the land.
I mean, like, I don't know. Let's say 5,000 BC could just be a plot of sand. There's an archway to get in there, and that's it. And you got a forge. Maybe there's a wild animal in there, I guess. Look out.
Sounds safe.
The mountain lions.
But the decades they chose more wisely are the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And additionally, the park will feature a land or an area called the Tomorrow Zone, which will offer a, quote, glimpse into the unknown future, end quote. Well, wait a second. If it's unknown, what are they going to put there? They're going to have to make some guesses.
Yeah. Well, Tomorrowland's like everything is, chrome and has a screen on it. That's
Flying cars.
Tomorrowland keeps trying to do that at Disney. Yeah. Flying cars. Yeah. Flying cars have been promising those for decades.
The theme park is promising, quote, immersive attractions, rides, activities, dining, shopping, and live entertainment tailored to the unique cultural and aesthetic elements of each of the decades. The entrance will be a time travel portal that gives you access to each land, end quote. Now, you be the judge. I have they had some concept art for each of these lands. And hopefully I've got these in the right order, because if I don't, well, some of them are you'll see what I mean. Just add them to the stage here. So this, I think, is the first thing they talked about is the entrance, this time travel portal. Maybe.
Ooh, yeah.
A giant,
right?
Tube-like, a massive tube-like tunnel. Or tunnel, because tunnels aren't necessarily cylindrical, right? I don't think. For folks that can't see this. Okay.
They can have a flat part.
So you got lights and shiny, nothing specific here. I don't know. It's just a interesting looking thing.
It looks like the Rainbow Bridge, like in the Thor movies.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Right.
Whatever.
Let's see, the 1950s, according to this, I think this, let me put this on the full screen here. How do we, full screen.
Yeah, so I don't have to squint.
Here we go. It's a little bit better.
That didn't help much.
The 1950s will feature that lovely pink and teal color scheme from that era, as well as fun neon lights. There will be a restaurant called the King Restaurant and Bar, where we hope to find a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Peanut butter and banana.
Thank you, Elvis. It's the King. Let's see. Here.
Yes.
The 1960s, I'm guessing this is, will focus on the peace and love symbols of that decade, and it looks like there will be a groovy coffee house.
Ooh.
Yeah, I guess
Yellow.
this is 60s. Although that yellow font looks a little like one we use for some 80s stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's fine. The 1970s, I think that's the next one here. Yeah, of course.
Oh,
it's all about disco, as well as the glitz and glamour of the era.
Yes.
So, of course, you've got to have a disco bar with some mirror balls galore. Come on, that's a lot of balls.
That's
right?
too many.
Too many.
Far too many balls.
Excessive glitter balls or disco balls.
Yeah, I mean, these are obviously artist renderings of something that may never come to be exactly like this. It'd be fun.
And before you change the page, it's this overwhelming preponderance of disco balls that makes me nervous for what they do with the 80s for all the same reasons. Like,
right.
Because so often people take the 80s and they go, oh, it's all leg warmers and neon.
Right.
Well, it was a lot of wood grain and bland, it's so they're going to latch on to one or two things and put it everywhere. And it might evoke the 80s to some, but it won't be actual to those who were there. I don't know that it will be accurate.
Well, to your point, John, I don't see any mustard yellow refrigerators in this 70s scene here.
Yeah.
So
where's my seafoam green oven?
Right. Yes. This is just a snapshot.
Tomato-shaped refrigerator magnet. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. And for me, when I was reading this and seeing these pictures, I thought, well, who is on the committee? Obviously these are artist renderings, and they said, but what kind of direction are they giving them? And are these folks that are even connected to the era, or is it a millennials, conception of what it was like to be alive? Yeah. To your point.
Yeah.
And the 80s, I think doesn't, it's not any much better. Here's, let's see, there's actually two images for the 80s. So maybe that bodes well as far as the amount of things they'll feature, but you've got this one here, which it says they will focus on a decade of decadence and will include a Pac-Man themed game bar.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't, it's also funny. It says Pac-Man themed.
But
yeah, go ahead.
Pretty on the nose,
Yeah. It's as if you're in the maze, the way the decor is and this outdoor flooring is. But do they have rights to even do this? Who is it from Namco or whoever has it now?
Bandai Namco. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
And also it says game bar, but where are the games? Now, admittedly, this image is a little bit small for us, but it looks mostly like bar.
Yes. It looks like you're just getting drinks and they put the word game in front of it.
Yeah. Although maybe, and I don't know how much precipitation they get out in Las Vegas, but maybe they have them indoors somewhere. I don't know how you'd want to risk necessarily having that, old equipment, vintage equipment out there on the dunes.
Or is it just is it the themed bar,
Yeah.
I'll take a Blinky straight up. I'm just name their drinks after, whatever. I've seen done to cute effect, but it's too early to know. Yeah. But again, the fact that like 80s and the first thing you do is Pac-Man, I know that it's emblematic, but it's just so on the nose and it's only a small slice of what you could do with the 80s. So I'm dubious, of slice, but interested.
That seat is pretty cool though, that Pac-Man seat.
Yeah.
Yep.
The ideas are pretty cool, like but that. I'll see what
Pac-Man sofa. Yep.
See what the execution is like. And the other 80s one, it says, is a mall-themed food court. So this is an outdoor mall.
Yeah.
It's nothing reminiscent of the 80s for me here.
No, because we had indoor malls.
Yeah, and the color scheme is...
it looks like 83 San Francisco, maybe, that kind of like the beachfront sort of like, not San Francisco is the beach, but I mean the Californian kind of pastel colors and stuff.
Yeah.
So, It doesn't scream 80s to me necessarily, but it screams regional kind of beach and beach culture.
I think my bathroom was that green color, maybe that's there. But that was a holdover from the 70s.
Yes.
Right.
Brandon says epilepsy warning on all those disco balls. Can you imagine you get in there? How many people are down?
And never going back to the 70s again.
EMT standing by. John says Pac-Man Colada. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Ted says it's so emblematic that it's problematic. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a great line, Ted. I like that.
There you go. T-shirt.
Now, to your point, John, you're saying about how folks imagine these eras. They're focusing on the best things. Yeah, it would be interesting if you had to walk through like a paneled room, like an all darkened paneled room to get to the neon colored stuff.
Yes.
Maybe, and have maybe, someone representing your parents berate you on the way.
Wait. Those might be specific to individual Gen Xers.
Maybe you got to take the trash out and on the way to the arcade and you actually have to haul a 25-pound bag of something.
You have to relive your 80s
like
experience. Yes.
But along those lines, here are some of the ideas they didn't use that focus on some of the things of those decades that we want to forget. Like this Vietnam era, this Vietnam themed ride, Operation Tailwind.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Where children are given arms.
Oh dear.
Not by soldiers there.
What?
And a ride also in that area as well.
Will.
It's called
Will's being cute again.
Is that what's happening here?
Okay. Yes. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. And you probably don't believe the ones they have for the 80s then.
You got one more? You're saving the best one for last. Let's see it.
But you could also ride the Trickle Down Tower. This is a 1980s themed one.
Oh.
And maybe hard for you to see, but by the time that the water gets down to the bottom of the ride, it's empty. So they're just dumping off folks, and it says the poor folks of this ride, and it's a nothing. You're just getting dropped off into a dry pool there. That doesn't sound very good.
I was going to point out, for a guy who absolutely rails against AI, his morals get real loose when he wants to do a cute image for the show.
You got to do what you got to do sometime.
He's making a statement.
You got to do what you got to do sometime.
I hate AI unless I need it to make a joke. That's okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. And the final,
I know you don't.
The final ride they have that they tossed out, they're not doing this, is Mutual Assured Destruction, which is a dual roller coaster that one of them is... They both are.
Let's see, I'd ride that. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's an omni-mover ride, and each vehicle is a desk you just duck under and then go through.
There you go.
Yeah, one of those little wooden, with the seat attached to
desk. Yep, you got it.
I love that.
Get underneath it and experience the ride. Putting that down on the vision board.
Yeah. So it's unclear at this point what kind of rides and attractions, they'll ultimately have, but it's still in early development. And I honestly I hope that this one actually comes to fruition. It's not one of these things. There was a theme park recently. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was called America. This is a contemporary story, like within the last few months. America's Land or American Dream or something like this. It was a theme park where it turns out they're being sued right now by one of their investors because he said he was tricked, that there was never going to be a theme park that these folks were making. And they just robbed him out of $60 million. It was a theme park that was going to be built in Oklahoma called American something, American Way, or I don't remember. But Yeah, I hope that's not this sort of thing. We get to see it.
I thought surely we were going to reference the Oompa Loompa Land.
Oompa Loompa Land?
Oh, you mean that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Wonka
That
experience.
horrible.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Will, it's America's Heartland theme
Oh,
park.
thanks,
in
Kat.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, America's Heartland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, John. That was like the Fire Island of attractions, that Oompa Loompa thing. Yeah. Hey, and
I recently saw an article about the one Oompa Loompa that was kind of deadpan. The photo we had of her said Oompa Loompa actress from this thing has turned her life around. I'm like, so was that experience some kind of a rock bottom for her? It was just a job, I thought, but wow, turned her life around.
We're gonna have to follow up and find out about that. Yeah,
that was marking time for her. Like now we'll say like, well, pre-pandemic or during or well, for her it was
after the Wonk catastrophe or before the Wonk catastrophe.
It got clean. Hey, another 1980s.
I'm off the gobstoppers. Cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
Wasn't she working the meth counter, right?
Oh yeah, that's what the joke was.
It looked like
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like surrounded by Bunsen burners and stuff you'd see in a Breaking Bad trailer. Yeah. Another 1980s news, per Variety and Bloody Disgusting. The Stranger Things final episode will be 2 hours long, but oh, so satisfying.
No.
So Matt and Ross Duffer, the twin brothers behind Netflix's wildly popular show, have had their hearts broken, according to the show's executive producer, Sean Levy. Per Levy, the Duffers have been disappointed, like many of us, by shows they love, throughout the run of it, but that fail to, land the plane, to bring those series to a satisfying conclusion. And as a result, says Levy, who actually brought the show to Netflix in 2015, quote, they did not want and do not want and refuse to be one of those shows, end quote. That's encouraging to me. I guess we don't necessarily see eye to eye like we talked about. James Gunn might have thought the Peacemaker finale would be satisfying.
Right.
I can't see how he would think that, except that he knows beyond the final episode what he's planning. We don't.
Right.
But it's so encouraging.
It's only a little encouraging to me.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever said, "Oh, let's make a bad ending"?
Warning, folks, we make shit.
We have not planned for how to end this thing.
Yeah.
We're just going to blow it up. Everybody
ideas.
tries to satisfy their audience with the finale if they know it's coming, which these guys do, right?
Yeah.
So what else would you? No one is going to say anything to the opposite. You're not going to say, "Thanks for waiting. All these extra years didn't turn out so well. Premieres this date." What? That's all you can say. Now, look, it was early screeners saying it was great or something like that, but I kind of take with a grain of salt that the Duffers themselves are going, "You're going to love this," because you have to say that. So it hasn't alleviated any trepidation that I have leading into the final season, just because they say, "You're going to love it." They have to say you're going to love it.
That's true. It's very subjective. Do you have trepidation about the final season, John? Or is this a general final season to anything?
Okay. It's been so long, and when something takes like that long to make, it's got to have been through committee 100 times. Sometimes that will polish that stone. Sometimes it'll crack it. I don't know what all this extra time is going to, and of course it's only, I don't know, months after the last one is supposed to happen. And these young actors, I say kids, these young adults now in their mid-20s are no longer, going to Hawkins High. They graduated from Hawkins U.
Yeah. And actually one good bit of news, I suppose, among the things you're taking with a grain of salt here, is that even though it's been a decade since these kids first started in 2016, there's going to be the time distance between the last season and this one is going to be 18 months, according to the chronology. So
squeak.
It doesn't give us
not enough,
because I think the last 4 seasons was one supposed to be like one every school year. So it was 4 years. So these kids are now 9-10 years older, and it's been 5.5 years since the whole thing. Yeah, that doesn't account for the growth, but whatever. Yeah, you're right, John. They probably wouldn't say the opposite. Like I tell my wife, it's going to be 2 minutes long and you're not going to be satisfied. They stick with the 2 hours and a great conclusion.
Truth in advertising. Flip the pillow.
Flip the pillow.
It says, according to the Variety,
satisfaction? No satisfaction.
Like a rating?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. It's not a preview of coming attractions. It's a commentary.
It holds up the boards. 3.6. Here's your score.
Yeah. We have that on various pillows too in my house. So we got the one pillow.
Numbers.
Yeah. Odds and evens.
There's Velcro numbers you can move around.
If it's 2 digits or 1 digit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enough with the Hays Code already.
Yeah.
Let's put some time in on it.
Let's see. Where are we here? The Duffers are acutely aware that the way they conclude Stranger Things matters more than any other creative decision they've ever made in the last decade. Sure. They've been almost No. They've... All right, I copied this from Variety. But I should know. You notice when I copied it, I didn't have to say it out loud. They've been almost monomaniacally determined to deliver a climactic final 8 episodes that provide not only a feeling of resolution, but of satisfying inevitability. That's what they say about great mystery books, right? That's one of the things you have to be cognitive of when you write it. It has to be something the reader anticipated. It seems inevitable. Of course, this person did it among the 3 likely candidates, that sort of thing. So that, as Ross puts it, when future Netflix subscribers binge the entire series, quote, "It doesn't feel like we dropped a storyline. It all connects," end quote.
Right.
Yeah, so they said that they're going to put it all out there. They're going to do everything they ever imagined they wanted to do with the Demogorgons, the Mind Flayer, with Vecna, all the characters in Hawkins. To do so, Netflix has spared no expense, according to Netflix's chief creative officer, Bella Baharia. Why do I even include names? The company has spent, quote, "as much money as it is to realize the vision of what's on the page," end quote. We don't know what that is. We don't know that is specifically, but a Puck Report puts the budget at about $50 to $60 million per episode.
Oh, wow.
So,
oh my goodness.
I don't know. What is that times 8?
Wow.
$400 million, right? So that's the equivalent of 2 blockbuster films, 2 expensive blockbuster films.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's no surprise that Netflix is expecting the show to dominate the holiday season. In fact, they're releasing the episodes accordingly. The first 4 of the 8 episodes will premiere on November 26th, the week of Thanksgiving. The next 3 will follow on December 25th, and the finale, this 2-hour finale, will be on Netflix on New Year's Eve.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, Will, instead of getting ready for your New Year's Eve party, is that what we're doing? We're going to watch Stranger Things.
Binging?
I think we'll have to watch it on the 1st, I think. There's just so much that happens,
Okay.
All the decorating that gets involved.
I do.
That's involved,
I do. Yeah, I guess we cannot forego that.
Yeah.
Now, when you say watch on the 1st, do you mean at 12:01? You're going to sit down and start watching?
Well, I'd be asleep by 12:02. But
I see.
No.
But the next day,
a little fish.
I read that on a pillow. Yeah, at your house.
Yes. Yeah, get the right side there, yeah. Hey, look, this show has become more than just this. It's got tons of merchandise in connection with it. There's some kind of animated series we talked about, I think, coming. And the prequel play, Stranger Things, The First Shadow, has been running in the West End since December 2023 and on Broadway since April. And it's won 2 Olivier and 3 Tony Awards. By all accounts, folks I've seen it, recommend it.
Nice. We have some comments. Ted, I think, responding to John's concerns, says, having seen their earlier work, Wayward Pines,
did they work
is
on
where he has confidence in the Duffer Brothers.
Oh,
okay.
He thinks they're going to nail the ending.
Yeah, I love season 1 of Wayward Pines was great. I didn't know what they had to do with that. Did they direct that? It's based on a book, a good book. Season 2 is not that great.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess Ted liked it. And Brandon says that he's been looking forward to the last season of Stranger Things, but sometimes wanting something for so long ruins what you get.
Yeah. Another thing I
that's
say
a
to my
fair
wife
point.
right before our private time.
Oh,
So many of these things are triggering me tonight.
What did Spock say? That having is sometimes not so pleasing a thing as wanting.
yeah.
It is not logical, but it is often true.
Yeah.
Amen.
The anticipation is, yeah.
And finally, in 1980s news, and per Joe Blow, The Lost Boys, a new musical, releases the first single. Their first single featuring Slash on guitar.
Yeah.
Why is that funny?
Why is that funny, Kat?
Because when I watched the video, when I played it, I'm watching and I'm listening. I'm like, it said Slash was going to be in here, and he's not here. And then all of a sudden he was.
Suddenly he's on Zoom.
Right. The video is very much great band, TikTok of Slash, great band, great band.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd see him till the solo, and that's what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. So you may recall that at the end of 2023, as we discussed on the show, Patrick Wilson, that one, the one who starred in The Conjuring and the Insidious films, he's producing a stage musical adaptation of Joel Schumacher's 1987 Vampires Are Sexy classic, The Lost Boys. In anticipation of the show, which opens next year, the first single from the musical has been released. It's called Have to Have You and features legendary guitarist Slash via Zoom, it seems, who also recently contributed music to the Deathstalker reboot. A number of actors who you will undoubtedly not recognize, neither by name nor by appearance, comprise the cast of characters originated on screen by Corey Haim, Kiefer Sutherland, Jason Patrick, Diane Wiest, who else? Jamie Gertz, that character's also in there. I don't know if the Ed Herman character's in there. I imagine he is, but no spoilers here. The producers have teamed up with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia writer, executive producer David Hornsby, who wrote the book, and the band The Rescues, who wrote the music. So I checked out The Rescues before we had this song, and I was like, oh no. I mean... Look,
really?
I'm retreading, but since we're talking about this, to me, The Lost Boys could be a jukebox musical. There's enough songs already that have, that are so strongly associated with the film and that are good tunes. Why not include them? But okay, so none of those are in there. Instead, The Rescues wrote a bunch of songs for it. I guess to their credit, earlier this month, Variety dubbed The Rescues among Variety's 10 Broadway stars to watch for 2025, saying that, quote, given their songs have provided for the scores for TV shows from One Tree Hill to Grey's Anatomy, shows I've never watched, it's fair to say that the indie pop rock band is no stranger to making music for dramatic moments. Indie pop rock band doesn't help me either. I don't get really nervous about this. But we do have this song here, and so I'll let you guys tell me what you think about it here. So I actually got two clips. One from the beginning, sort of part of this. We can't play the whole song; it's several minutes long. We're gonna get flagged anyway. But got a little bit of the verse here, and then I have also Slash's solo. So here's first up is the verse of the song.
Your pulse is racing, you drive me crazy. How can you blame me? You're so beautiful, baby. In the dead of the night, I have to have you. I have to have you. I have to have you.
And then Slash comes in with the solo here. This song is sung by the David character, the one that was originated by, what's his face, Kiefer Sutherland. And some of his vampire cohorts are singing it to, it seems to, Star, the Star character, which that was played by J.B. Gertz in the film. So what do you think?
It's cool. I like it. I don't know if I'm going to put it on my playlist, but I was fine with it. It was good. It was good.
I enjoyed it. I think it has the right voice. I don't mean the vocalists themselves. I just mean it has the same kind of, vampires are sexy kind of longing. Like this could really just be a really heated physical attraction song, when really it's a vampiric attraction song that we know really going on. But it has that right tone where there's something sexual about the vampiric nature of them. And I think it has that driving kind of a rock tune that would be in a really sexy song. So it didn't grab me at first. I think really grabbed me when the female vocalist came in and they had the duet section.
Yeah.
I thought that was really strong. I enjoyed that a great deal.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Yeah. At one point early on, he says something about collarbones. And I was like, oh, that's right. Vampires.
Right.
And then,
Right.
yeah, then when that duet came on, it was, they started saying things about with the things they wanted to do with each other, the pastor wouldn't approve of, or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like a different kind of double entendre, right? It's like,
yes.
It's like not sexual and sexual. Really what it is sexual and vampiric, right?
Yes.
That's the double entendre there. Or maybe it's a triple entendre. Can you do that? I don't know. But the writing was such a way that the voice was, I appreciated that.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. I think this assuages any of my concerns, at least for now. Well, I have to hear what the other songs sound like, but I do feel like it's more like what you'd expect as far as tonally, thematically, for this type of musical than what I expected based on their back catalog, other songs that I had listened to. So way to go. And checking out this band, the Rescues, they appear to be all Gen Xers as well. So I imagine they grew up with the movie, and in spite of the fact that they're not using any of the original songs, they get the spirit. They get the vibe. It's something that comes to them naturally.
I was wondering what you thought specifically, Will, because you were starting out by saying, oh, I don't know. But it sounds like you landed on, all right.
Yeah, I'd be worried to be entirely like we were talking about that theme park, like what a younger person thinks, or
Thinks of Dos
a
Boys.
theatrical producer thinks. But no, and I don't know if this is set in the 80s. It'd be interesting to find out if it is or not, or if it is set in the 80s. But regardless, even if it's contemporary, that's fine. But it still should have this kind of spirit vibe that's consistent with the film, which helped define vampire movies after it.
And I think, based on something you said earlier about how you'll neither recognize by name or appearance any of these performers who are going to be in the production. And I'm going to say, mark my words, based on the visibility of the Lost Boys and the kind of casting you need to do for those characters, we're going to have one, maybe even two breakout actors that come out of this production. I'm thinking of how a Josh Gad got ejected out of the Book of Mormon and became a superstar kind of thing. Like there's going to be some actor in this that meteorically rises coming out of this production. I bet you.
You're probably right.
Yep.
I will say, however, though, looking at the cast on the website, I see I'm avoiding saying it now. You're probably right. However, if you go to, I think it's lostboysmusical.com is the website. You can see the cast, and holy cow. We've talked about this phenomenon before. The older we get, it's harder to tell how old people are that are younger than us, I think.
Yeah.
Someone could be 15
I
or
guess.
could be 35. Sometimes I run into these people. These guys are presumably the age of these characters as originally portrayed in the film, which are teenagers. Some of them are younger teenagers, some of them are older teenagers. But all these kids, they look like little kids to me. I mean, they look so young. Even, Kiefer Sutherland, when we saw it, he was probably in his 20s playing a 18-year-old, Same for Jason Patrick. So maybe that's why some actors from that era look older to us. Not just because we were kids, because they were in fact older.
We're used to that.
Yeah.
So it's like both on top of each other. But these kids look like they're probably...
Is that going to help us in Stranger Things season 5, maybe? We're used to seeing these old people playing kids.
They're so cute.
After watching them grow up on screen, I think.
Come on, Grease. We can't buy that.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah, that's a great example. But so I don't know. But these kids seem to be more like the ages they're supposed to be, which is a little off-putting. But hey, I don't know. It may work. I look forward to it. Look, I may, in fact, try to go see it just because of my love of the film. If you'd like to see it as well, previews begin on Friday, March 27th. Friday, March 27th, 2026 at the Palace Theater on Broadway. Okay. Hey, that was the show.
That was the show.
Oh.
Although Brandon made a couple comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Slash is one
before
of
it's the show.
Slash is one of the great guitar gods, he says.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yep, I'd say so.
he's saying, yep, that's definitely Slash. Sounds a lot like his playing on the song You Could Be Mine from the Use Your Illusion 2 and the T2 soundtrack.
Oh. And You Could Be Mine, that sounds like a song that could be in Lost Boys, right? Yeah.
Yes, I
could,
was
right.
thinking the same thing.
Along with Have to Have You.
Have to have you, you could be mine. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe GNR should have done the music. Now see, if you had an 80s band, like a band that started in the 80s do the music, that would have been a nice marriage of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
But these guys are getting their chance.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
You know,
Yeah.
cool.
You know, it's kind of like MTV. We got to let it go and pass it on and go with the flow.
Maybe.
Can't keep it forever.
No.
Right. Maybe.
Okay. Now, that was the show. And our show is brought to you thanks in part to our early adopters, Rick Parker and Karen Flieger.
Yay!
And thank you
Thank you.
especially to our Secret of Our Success Level Patreon supporters, John Henderson, Brandon Greer, Marcus Taylor, and Matt Marino.
Go, Matt.
I think Ted in the comments here. Look, this is one of the many ways you could help our show. You could help it like these fine folks and you give us $1 or $2 once a month. Go to patreon.com/1980s now so you could do that. You could follow us on Facebook and YouTube on this podcast platform. And here's a real easy, cheap way to help us out. Join us on a live, including like Ted, who's here with us now, who says, I think he's given us the thumbnail for this episode. On today's episode, urination, urgency, gender equality. I wish that made a better acronym. Huh. Something like that.
That spell.
Yeah.
UUGE.
Or you can go on Facebook and get in the comments.
It sounds like a condition.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. That's 4:40 a.m. for me. You can get on Facebook, follow us there at 1980s Now. We're 1980s Now everywhere. And you could just get in the chat there, comments. For example, we asked you to name something from a horror movie that still scares you. Joe says the old naked woman in the bathtub from The Shining.
Oh.
Yeah, that is.
Yes.
Sure.
It's pretty shocking. Yeah. J. Michael P. Lombardo, if that's your real name, says, since Magic 1978, I don't keep any dolls or puppets in the house. Yeah, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I've
Ventriloquist film, right?
I've never seen Magic, but as a kid, I remember those trailers. They scared me sufficiently enough to not see it.
It lives up to the trailers.
Huh. Maybe that's a Halloween watch for horror movies. I'm always looking for something to watch. Could be an old one.
I think every ventriloquist movie is a great psychological thriller because it's like how much of it is really in your head and how much of it isn't. And they're all captivating. And Magic is another one of those.
And I don't know. I don't know if it's a supernatural movie or it's just a movie where a guy.
And I'm not going to tell you. Yeah.
It's Anthony Hopkins, right? That's the star of it, I think. He's the ventriloquist.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Hey, that's enough. We look, hopefully there'll be some spooky stuff. I'm working on hopefully. What? What are you laughing at?
Because John was laughing.
And that's enough.
Okay. All right.
John was laughing, so I'm
funny.
like, I'm just laughing.
I'll laugh too. All right. Hey, there'll be plenty more laughs when we talk to you again next time on 1980s Now.
Until next time.
Monomaniacally irrepeatable assuages to you.
I don't know what that was, but just more shit for me to Google.
I just took all the words you couldn't say and strung them together.